Hey guys, Raid Zero AU, and welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival Alpha. This is episode 2, and today we're going to look at a couple of things. First thing we're going to look at is food. So you can see my food's getting low there. We do have 4 emergency rations. So these emergency rations down here, now they will completely fill your food bar, so if you're going to use one of those, wait till it gets right down the bottom. You'll see here I've crafted, we've got our base starter now, and I've crafted a few steel blocks and hardened steel blocks. We're going to be looking at the base today, and also just some early tech tree stuff. So, but first of all, food. And the best way to get food is just to come around and find one of the indigenous life forms. Now we did mention obviously the corn dogs, these things here, they give you a little bit of food, so they're always worth picking up and chowing down on, and they grow back, so okay. But best way to go is to kill one of those. Alright, so we need to apply a med kit because we've got an open wound. So bear in mind with that. And you'll pick up all this raw meat. Now bear in mind at the moment, if I show you the raw meat, it's got a perish time of 19 minutes on it. And if you eat it raw, it'll reduce your health and stamina, so don't want to be doing that. And also don't want to be picking up too much of it because we don't have a fridge at the moment. So then what we do is we just dump all that into our survival constructor, and up here we could either make it into grilled steak or salami. Grilled steak gives you food 100, health 10, stamina 20. A little bit more stamina on the grilled steak than on the salami, but the difference here is if you look at the perish time, the salami lasts 70 minutes, whereas grilled steak only lasts 25 minutes. So I tend to stick with the salami, and we just queue those up. And we'll have ourselves some food to be going on with. And that gives us a decent amount of food. Alright, so next thing we want to look at, probably before we start looking at the base, is our tech tree. And to access your tech tree easily, just press F3. By the way, what I'll do probably before the next video is I'll produce another O2 generator and power it, so just to move on that. F1 brings up the PDA, which is like the little quest system here, so you see when it wants us to do some oxygen supply, then pick up plants, consume an item, hunting and looting. We're actually doing a lot of this, but basically it didn't pick up. Unfortunately, it doesn't do it retroactively, so I'm sure the devs aren't watching this video, but if you are, please make these retroactive, so if you've already done them, it actually acknowledges it. This is another thing I just wanted to show you guys, is and this is on F2, this is your blueprint library, and when you start out, if you haven't done any or added any of your own blueprints or downloaded blueprints from the workshop or anything like that, you'll start off with these. You've got a starter base, tells you what you need here to be able to make that. You've got a command vessel starter, hover vessel starter, and a small vessel starter. We might actually look at using the starter hover vessel. Haven't decided yet. And basically what you do is you select which one you want. Press 2 factory down the bottom here. And then you add in the ingredients that you need down here until you have that. And then basically you start production once you've got everything in there. So you still have to gather all the resources to be able to do that. These ones I believe are designed that you're able to do that with the starter stuff that you get. And then basically once it starts production, it says that it will take 23 minutes 16 seconds to actually build it. So that's a good way of like if you make a pretty cool ship and things like that, then basically it's always worthwhile saving it as a blueprint so you don't have to do it again if there's a wipe, especially while the game's in development. Now if you press F3, that brings up our tech tree, and you'll see up here at the top of the tech tree we've got capital vessel, base vessel, small vessel, miscellaneous, hover vessel, tools and weapons. Now probably at level 3, which is what I'm at, I've got 25 points. One of the first things I'm going to want to grab is the assault rifle. And we'll just unlock that. Then I want to go into the base, and you'll see here these initial items don't cost us anything. So we automatically unlock those at level 1. At level 3 we get the fridge, and we get the cannon turret. Now we want to unlock the cannon turret. The reason for that is as soon as we start adding power to our base and turn it on, then drones may come and attack it. And if that's the case, we want a cannon turret to be able to deal with that. Miscellaneous miscellaneous items here. You'll see all the starter kits. So base starter, hover vessel, small vessel, capital vessel. Don't cost you anything. They just unlock at various things. What we do want to grab is we want to grab the cargo box, and we need a small ammo box. Leaves us with 8 points left. So now the other thing we want to grab is remove and repair tool. And the reason being that if we're building something, we're going to be wanting to remove stuff at times, and also we're going to be wanting to repair things like the hover vessel. So that leaves me with 5 points. And what can I do with 5 points? Not a lot at this stage. Basically, I'm not going to worry too much about the hover vessel right this moment. Anything in here that we want to grab? We could grab the fridge. In fact, the fridge probably isn't a bad option here. That way we can collect some more some food, and we can store it in the fridge. So anything in miscellaneous that we might want. Got 2 points left. Gonna unlock the O2 generator simply because I need to do it for this quest thing, this PDA thing. Alright, I think that should probably do. And you'll see here we're almost at level 4, and we'll get more points at that thing. Now, if you don't want to use the F keys, you can access like your tech trees, your PDA, and your blueprints from here. Also factions if you're playing on a multiplayer server. Alright, so now we've done that, what we're wanting to do is go into our constructor and let's have a look. How much have we got here? Oh, we're low on iron. So, and we want to go in here. Assault rifle. Just queue that up. And we've got plenty of metal pieces. And we've got 50 magnesium. It takes 2 for 25, so it'll give us 100. It'll give us 250. So it'll use 50 of these and 20 of these. And then the next things we want to be looking at is, okay, what do we need for our generator? We need a capacitor device, reactor core, control device, and computers. So we need some control devices. And what we'll do is we'll queue up 10 of those. Metal components, cables. How many cables have we got? We've got 40. Electronics, we've got 30. Okay, so want 2 of those. It'll give us the 2 computers. That'll give us, we'll have the control device, capacitor device. And how many do we need? 2. Where's the capacitor device? There it is. Want 2 of those. And we want a generator. Or is it reactor core? The reactor core, isn't it? Reactor core. And to be able to make the reactor core, we're going to need a motor. And for the motor, we're going to need... Right, so we just need 1 motor. We should have enough stuff for that. And then a reactor core. Alright, so our assault rifle's ready. I'll put that in the number 2 slot. Gonna leave the chainsaw over here and also the biofuel. Don't need that at this stage. Got plenty of fuel packs. Alright. Now, when you first pick up or first craft a rifle or any weapon, make sure you reload it, because it doesn't automatically reload initially. In fact, it doesn't automatically reload at all. But what we're now wanting to do, we'll leave that crafting over there, is we just want to place down our base starter. And I'm thinking this is a decent spot here. Oops, sorry. So to do that, so we'll put our base starter there, hardened steel blocks. Now I did harden steel blocks. I'm going to use that for the floor around the place. These basic steel blocks, the initial building we do is just going to be a very quick box, and then we're going to expand on that, and that box eventually will be taken down. So yeah, it's just temporary at this stage. You'll see here that the hit points on a steel block is 50, hit points on a hardened one is double that, 100. Mass is almost also over double, but it also uses twice the resources to be able to make those. The other thing I did quickly off camera, I'll just show you, is I did a bit of a run around and just see what was around the place. We've got silicon over here, copper, it's the crashed MS Titan over here. We'll go and have a look at that before too long. And I did find an ore deposit of iron over here. I haven't accessed that yet, so I'll go over and do that. I might do that off camera. But certainly finding points of interest and mining is a really easy way of upping your level, or of leveling up, I should say. So, alright, so we want to place our base starter down. So basically you just select it in your toolbar and left click. There we go. Now change from pre-alpha. When you make the starter kit, you used to have to make it with a core and 8 iron blocks, or 8 hull blocks. Now you just need the core, and as you can see there, when you place it down, it only places the core. Previously when you placed it down, it would place it down and it would be a 3x3 square of hull blocks around it. So I expect that changes due to the different materials that we have available to us, and if it placed the 3x3 and you wanted to use something else, you'd have to mine all those, like remove all those, which would be a bit of a pain in the ass. So what I want to do with this one initially is I just want to extend it. So when you bring up a when you bring a block up, so this is just the basic building block, both of these. So hardened steel blocks and steel blocks. Basically what you then do is, if you right click, you then have these templates here, and this is where you decide what block shape you want. So at this stage, what I want is simply a cube, and then left click to place. And I'm going to do, what am I going to do with this? 7 by 7, I think. Yeah, we'll do 7 by 7 initially. So what I want to do is extend this out. Extend this out. And for anyone who's watched the previous videos, you'll recognise just the manual way of building. Okay, so what I could then do is use my jump pack and go up on top and start filling it out. Like, if you hold down the mouse key, left mouse key and drag, basically you can fill whole lines. If you hold down the control key, you can build whole blocks. To be honest, I'm never very good at that, so I tend not to do it. Let me just connect that there and there. But new in the alpha as well is if we have if we leave these blocks selected and we press F5, F5 brings up our drone. There's our player. Space to lift up, C to go down, all the normal controls, W, ASD. But what this is designed to help building. So what you can do is you can build using the drone. And the idea of this is, obviously it can sometimes be a pain. Whoop, placed the wrong block. It can obviously be a bit of a pain in the backside when you're if you try to build a high or a tall structure, and then you gotta work out a way of getting up there. So you always have to keep that in mind. E and Q, by the way, just rotate, so like that. But this makes building so much easier. You can get an overview of what you're doing. So if I go right up, there we go. You sort of get an overview of what you're doing. You can use this to scout as well, but if you go too far, I'll just show you. If you go too far, you get a message you're losing contact with your drone. You don't lose your drone. Technically, your drone doesn't actually exist in the world. It's just a nice quality of life improvement. Now, this is where I need the remove and repair tool to get rid of that. But basically, we've got our basic building here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use just the normal steel blocks, and now which way do I want my door? The door can go here. We will get rid of this block shortly. Door can go there. Might leave a window there. I'll just leave a window there. On this side, in fact, we'll just do the same all the way around. As I said, this is just going to be a temporary building, so I'm not going to go overboard with it. The base is going to stay, certainly, and effectively this is going to be the centre of our base. We're going to expand in all directions from here. You can hear the timer there. we will expand in all directions here, and basically what I will do is I will then have this covered, probably with a bit of a spire or something like that going up, just to protect it. Alright, so now we've done that, what I can do is I can swap back to the drone. Okay, we've only got 12 blocks left, so we're going to need to craft some more. I'll do that off camera and maybe go over and do a bit of mining on the iron. And how high do I want this? I want to have it to... maybe there. Oop. There. And there. Alright, that just leaves us with 4 blocks left, which basically I will just lift that one up, that one up. Alright, so that's the start of our base. Alright, let's head back over to our survival constructor. So as you can see, pretty ugly at the moment. We'll work on that, and as I said, it is only a temporary building. That is only going to be there as long as I need it to be there. So, alright, I'm going over here. Probably do with a bit of food. Take a couple of the salamis out. Did we actually build anything? Control device. Yeah. We've got the reactor core. Capacitor device. What are we missing? Metal components, 12. Okay. Oh, that's too many. Because we get 2 per thing, so that's 6. That'll be 12. At which point we should be able to make our small generator. Now up here we've got our filters here. Basically if we want to just look at objects for bases, we just go here and it'll just show us the objects for bases. Now you'll see here that basically we don't have access to anything. To everything. If I go to weapons, we should have the turret in here, but it doesn't show up, and the reason being that you need the large constructor for that. So for the large constructor, what we're going to need is we do need the motors. And we should have... what do we need? Alright, so we need metal components. Cables we've got enough of. Electronics we've got enough of, so we build 2 of those. I'm going to need 10 metal components for the large constructor, 2 computers, 2 motors. So we've got the 2 motors. And there's our generator there. There's our metal components. Right, we've got 9 of them. So what we can do is we need a fuel tank. It leaves us with 5. And for that we need 10 metal components, so 1, 2, 3, do that. We're going to need some computers. How many computers do we need? 2 computers. Alright, so we need 2 computers. And then that'll just leave us with the metal components that we need. We need 10 metal components. We're going to have 7 left, so queue up 2 of those. And queue up the large constructor. Alright, well, with the sun going down over Akua, I think we might call the video there. We've got to start on our base, and went through some of the stuff there. I hope you found it interesting. So yeah, we'll continue on in the next episode. So I hope you've enjoyed what you've watched. If you have, please leave a like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. I'm Raid 0AU, signing out.